A few people that sounded like they were interested in the service this evening. So let's try this again. Good evening and good Shabbos. Wonderful, wonderful. So before we begin our service this evening with the singing of Kol HaNeshama, which you can find on page 373 in your Siddur, I'd like to invite Deborah Johnson and Susan Bernstein up for a one-year congregational anniversary blessing. Susan. You're welcome to dance your way up here, too. That's fine. Something like that. Come over here. So on behalf of the entire congregation and the entire congregation of Israel, I want to give you a special blessing. Blessing you for being a part of our congregation. Blessing us for you being a part of our congregation as well. Because as important as you are, as important as we may be to you, you are equally, if not more important to us. So I will say this blessing. Mishaberach avotenu v'imotenu, God of our fathers and mothers. Bless these two beautiful women. May they be blessed with joy and happiness and peace. May they continue to have great health. And may they continue to have the same kind of peace that we all deserve, that they bring to us, and that we bring to them. And we say together, Amen.
That was so pretty. Thank you. I get one too.
Yes, you do. And now, page 373, we continue with the singing of Kol HaNeshama. And looking at the candle, it looks like we have about 6 minutes before that candle goes out. So let's begin our service this evening formally with good things, simchot, wonderful things that happened in your lives since last Shabbat. We'll start over here this evening. Danica. It's a citizenship award. It's a huge deal. Now you get Bojangles. Free Bojangles. That's more important than her getting the Owl Award. Free Bojangles. Congratulations. Yes.
I'm going to have family visiting finally.
Woo!
December 30th, the Arizona contingent is coming for 6 days.
Wonderful. I won't be here for when they get here, but I'll be here when they leave.
I just got back from 10 wonderful days, although it was cold and rainy, in Pennsylvania, seeing my entire family, and I got to spend one-on-one time with each of my 4 grandchildren at some point.
That's so wonderful. We're glad you're back, and thank you most importantly for leaving the weather behind.
The slip that my sisters was really good.
Bill.
Well, you may have noticed we haven't been here. Joyce still isn't here.
Really? She's not?
Our daughter had twins
Congratulations.
a month ago. October 23rd. They were about 3 weeks early.
Okay.
Happy and healthy.
Wonderful.
And we had the bris, we had the baby naming. So
These are your first 2 grandchildren?
we have a 2-year-old, a 16-year-old.
Okay. So not your first 2. All right, fair enough. Well, congratulations nonetheless.
In February sometime, Joyce.
So you have some free time on your own.
I'm going back and forth.
All right, well, we're happy to have you whenever we have you. And when you see Joyce, please tell her we said Mazel Tov. Yes, Carly.
The Westport Choir
Westport High School, 6:30, Tuesday night. Westport Choir performance. Yes.
I have family here. My sister Judy's back. She was here for my bat mitzvah ceremony.
Welcome back.
And our niece and great niece, who's 2 and something. We're going to be here tonight, and we were in the car and getting ready to come here, and the 2 and something-year-old had a meltdown because they've been traveling all day. So she's not here, but she's adorable. If you want to see a picture of her during the Yonam, I'll show you.
Well, welcome back. Did someone in the back have their hand up? No? Yes, Rachel? Yes, more hostages have been released, yet we are still back at war again. So take that how you like it, but thank God for the captives being freed. Yes, Rita.
On Wednesday, I had a spinal injection, and for the first time in months and months and months, I'm standing up straight and I have no pain.
Thank God for that. Thank God for that. Yes, Susan.
I just got back from being great days with my little grandson and my daughter, and I've got a war, and I spoke to some old friends. It was fun.
Well, welcome back. And again, just like I said to Naomi, thank you for leaving the weather behind. Yes, Judy.
Thursday, our son is coming from Austin, where he's now lived for 9 months, and he's coming to visit us for 2 weeks.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. He can bring the weather with him. That's fine. Awesome. It's cold. Yes, Paula.
Our granddaughters were finished the army 2 years ago. We enlisted today in Israel because she felt that she was needed.
So when we get to the moment in the service when we say the Israeli soldiers' names, I'll ask you to say her name. Okay? Anybody else? Okay, we turn our prayer books to page 2. Oh, yes, Akiva? Oh, yes, our pup turned 4. Not so much a pup anymore. We turn to page 2 in our prayer books as I invite Kay Fleischaker, our president, to light our Shabbat candles.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu v'mitzvotah v'tzivanu v'halik nir shel Shabbat. Guess I should remember the important part. Trick candles. All right. You want English? I'm okay.
We continue on our prayer books on page 9. There are days when we seek things for ourselves and measure failure by what we do not gain. On Shabbat, we seek not to acquire, but to share. There are days when we exploit nature as if it were a horn of plenty that can never be exhausted. On Shabbat, we stand in wonder before the mystery of creation. There are days when we act as if we cared nothing for the rights of others. On Shabbat, we remember that justice is our duty and a better world our goal. So we embrace Shabbat, day of rest, day of wonder, day of peace. We continue on page 10. Please join me as we sing Maya Hayom. Maya Hayom, Shabbat Shalom. Maya Hayom, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. We continue singing Lecha Dodi on page 20.
Shabbat, Mekabela, Lecha Dodi.
איש מקדם ניסוחה, סוף מעשה במחשבתי לה, לך דודי לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה, לך דודי לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה. התעוררי, כי באורך קומי אורי, אורי אורי שיר דברי, כבוד אדוני אלייך נגלה, לך דודי לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה, לך דודי לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה.
Please rise.
בואי ושלום עטרת בעלה, גם בשמחה ובצהלה, תוך אמונה עם סגולה. בואי חלה, בואי חלה. You can dance. לך דודי לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה, לך דודי לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה.
So some of you are so bright, and you realize that we usually go straight from Lecha Dodi to the Chatzi Kaddish, and we always do that whole, do we sit down or do we stand? So whether you're standing or you're sitting, you're right, but we're not going right to the Baruch Hu yet. We have a little reading on the bottom of page 25, but you're welcome to remain standing because it's not going to be a very long reading. If you aren't standing, you should stand in about 10 seconds. Bottom of page 25. And so we understand that ordinary people are messengers of the Most High. They go about their tasks in holy anonymity, often even unknown to themselves. Yet if they had not been there, if they had not said what they said or did what they did, it would not be the way it is now. We would not be the way we are now. Never forget that you too yourself may be a messenger, perhaps even one whose errand extends over several lifetimes. Page 26, we continue with Chatzi Kaddish. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shmei Rabbah, v'yamad divrach yirutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayechon uv'yomechon uv'chayei dechol beit Yisrael, Ba'agala, uvizman kariv, ve'meru amen. Yehi shmei Rabbah mevorach, le'olam olal me'al maya, yitbarach ve'ishtabach, V'yitpa'ar, v'yitramam, v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar, v'yithaleh, v'yitalal, shmei kudusha brechu, le'ela min kol berchata v'shirata, tush bechata v'nechemata, damiran bi'alma, V'meru, amen. Page 28. Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Leolam Va'ed. Please be seated. Join with me on the reading on the top of page 31. Praise to you, Adonai, our God, from whom the evening flows. Your wisdom sets the way on which time and season glide. Your breath guides the sail of the stars. Creator of the tide of time and light, you guide the current of day into night. As heaven spans to infinity, you set its course for eternity. Praise to you, Adonai, our God, from whom the evening flows. Baruch atah Adonai, hama'ariv aravim. We continue with the singing of Ahavat Olam on page 32.
Ahavat olam, Beit Yisrael, Amcha ahavata, Amcha ahavata, Torah u'mitzvot, Chukim u'mishpatim, Otanu limadata, Otanu limadata. Aken Adonai Eloheinu b'shachbeinu, uvkumenu nasiach lechukecha, v'nismach b'divrei Toratecha, uv'mitzvotecha le'olam va'ed. Ki chem hayenu, v'orech yameinu, uvahem negei yomam v'layla, negei yomam v'layla, ve'ahavat ha'al tasir, mimenu le'olamim. Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev amo Yisrael, Ohev amo Yisrael.
Please rise for the Shema, page 34. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Baruch Shem Kivod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed. Please be seated. We continue with V'ahavta, page 36. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha u'v'chol nafshecha u'v'chol meodecha ve'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha Veshinantam levanecha, vedibarta bam, b'shivtecha b'veitecha, uvlechtecha vaderech, uvshochpecha uvkumecha, ukshartam leot al yadecha, v'hayilatot afot bein einecha, uchtavtam Amezuzot beitecha uvisharecha leman tizkeru va'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'item kedoshim lelohechem ani Adonai Elohechem asher hotzeiti etchem Me'eretz Mitzrayim Lihiot lachem le'Elohim. Ani Adonai Elohechem. Adonai Elohechem emet. We continue on page 39 as we read responsively. In a world torn by violence and pain, a world far from wholeness and peace, give us the courage to say, Adonai, there is one God in heaven and earth. From bondage in Egypt we were delivered. At Sinai we bound ourselves to your way. Though our failings are many and our faults are great, it has been our glory to bear witness to our God, keeping alive in dark ages your vision of a world redeemed. Page 40, Mi Kamocha.
מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נדר בקודש. מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נדר בקודש. נור התהילות, נור התהילות, אוסף אלה. נור התהילות, נור התהילות, אוסף אלה. מלכותך ראו בניך, בוקע הים לפני משה. זה עלינו ואמרו, אדוני ימלוך, אדוני ימלוך, לעולם ועד. אדוני ימלוך, אדוני ימלוך, לעולם ועד.
Bottom of page 42. Baruch atah Adonai haporei sukat shalom aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael ve'al Yerushalayim. We continue singing Yismechu on page 44. Yismechu ve'malechutecha shomrei 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 Shabbat ve'korei oneg Shabbat. Yismechu ve'malechutecha shomrei 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 Shabbat ve'korei oneg Shabbat. Mekadeshei mekadeshei shvi Shabbat. Kulam yisbe'u v'itanku mituvecha Shabbat. Yismechu, yismechu ve'malechutecha shomrei, shomrei, shomrei Shabbat ve'korei oneg Shabbat. Ve'hashvi'i ratzita bo v'kidashto Shabbat. Chemdat yamim oto karata Shabbat. Yismechu, yismechu ve'malechutecha shomrei, shomrei, shomrei Shabbat ve'korei oneg Shabbat. Zecher lema'aseh v'reishit Shabbat. Zecher lema'aseh v'reishit Shabbat. Last time. Yismechu ve'malechutecha shomrei, shomrei, shomrei Shabbat ve'korei oneg Shabbat. Please rise, turn to page 46 for tefillah. Adonai, sefaitai tiftach, ufi agid tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu v'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, v'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, v'Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor v'Hanorah, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, Vekonei Hakol, Vezocher Chastei Avot Ve'imahot, Umevi Geula Livnei V'neihem, Liman Shemo B'Ahava, Melech Ozer U'Moshiach U'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham ve'Ezrat Sarah, Atah Gibor le'olam Adonai, Mechaye hakol atarav lehoshia, Mashiv haruach u'morid hagashem, Mechalkel chaim bechesed, Mechaye hakol berachamim rabim. So mech noflim verofei cholim, umatir asurim, umekayem emunato, lishenei afar, michamocha ba'al gevurot, umido melach, melech meimit umechaye, umatzmiach Yeshua, v'ne'eman atah lahachayot hakol. Baruch atah Adonai, mechaye hakol. Atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, u'kadoshim b'chol yom yehallelu Selah. Baruch atah Adonai, ha'el hakadosh. We turn to page 55. Please be seated. Disturb us, Adonai, ruffle us from our complacency, make us dissatisfied. Dissatisfied with the peace of ignorance, the quietude which arises from a shunning of the horror, the defeat, the bitterness, and the poverty, physical and spiritual, of humans. Shock us, Adonai, deny to us the false Shabbat, which gives us the delusions of satisfaction amid a world of war and hatred. Wake us, O God, and shake us from the sweet and sad poignancies rendered by half-forgotten melodies and rubric prayers of yesteryears. Make us know that the border of the sanctuary is not the border of living, and the walls of your temples are not shelters from the winds of truth, justice, and reality. Disturb us, O God, and vex us. Let not your Shabbat be a day of torpor and slumber. Let it be a time to be stirred and spurred to action. Baruch atah Adonai, Mikadesh HaShabbat. We continue with Ritzei, page 57.
Ritzei Adonai Eloheinu, be'amecha Yisrael, u'tefilatam be'ahava tekabel, u'tehi ratzon tamid
We turn to page 60 as we sing Shalom Rav. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Ki atau melech adon lechol hashalom. Ki atau melech adon lechol hashalom. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. V'tov be'enecha levarech et Amcha Yisrael bechol et uvechol sha'a bishlomecha. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam. Baruch atah Adonai Hamivarech et Amo Yisrael Bashalom. We continue with the singing of Oseh Shalom on page 62.
Shalom,
We now turn in our prayer books to page 253. Before I invite you to say the names of those in your community that you would like for us to consider in our prayers of healing, choir, I'm going to ask for you guys to just wait to sit down until the prayer is done, please. No, you were fine, Rita. It's just there's too much going on at one time. Just hang on for a few minutes. You can go back to your seats when there's silent meditation. We list these names of who are people in the IDF who are fighting right now for, once again, fighting for the right to exist. Ido Reuven, Yosef Shlomo Yishai, Yotam Amichai Ben Rochel Tamar, David Maman, Aviv Daniel, David Lekach, Avi Prager, Daniel Kaufman, Hanan Zanger, Tom Heffer, Yuval Zanger, Itamar Golan, Hadar Kirsch, Gal Cohen, Hezi Gilboa, Asher Katz, Roy Neer, Erez Eshel, Nadav Yakir, Uri Schneider, Roy Ashkenazi, Matan Pedro, Omer Nutra, David Singer, Zachary Olstein, David Avidan, Dahlia Heffer. If there's a name of an Israeli soldier or soldier fighting for the cause, please raise your hand. And we add to these prayers of healing Paul Abernathy, Michael Brody, and Stephen Solomon. If there's another name you'd like to add in our prayers of healing this Shabbat, please raise your hand. We join together on page 253 in the words of Mishaberach. Mishaberach Avotenu Mekor HaBracha Leimotenu. May the source of strength who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Misheberach Imotenu Mekor HaBracha La'avotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen. We take a few moments now for our own silent thoughts and prayers. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble! In this corner, returning after a long absence in Haran, where he is rumored to have fathered 11 sons and 1 daughter with 4 different women, considered by some a saint and by others a heel, is the one, the only Jacob, son of Isaac and Rebekah. And in the other corner, the most mysterious being ever to set foot in a wrestling ring. Is he a man? An angel? God? Nobody knows. Yes, if we were to have written this week's Torah portion, Vayishlach, today, it would begin with a scene like I just quoted. It would be a pay-per-view event, probably in the realm of $99.99, and it would be live. Come on, could you see John Cena or The Rock acting this out? Who would it play God? Would it be The Undertaker? Possibly the most unusual and mysterious modern day, although he's not really modern day anymore, wrestler? Or would it be just an empty chair? ... Clint Eastwood style. Seriously though, how many of you in the congregation have experienced a life-changing event? Maybe it was when your parents brought home a new sister or brother. Maybe it was your first dance or your first boyfriend or girlfriend. There are so many times in our lives in which we experience these kinds of life changes. Those moments when we realize something different about ourselves or our families. Suffice it to say, all of our lives were dramatically changed on October 7th, 2023. When Hamas terrorists infiltrated Israel, our world was flipped upside down. And we have been in a world of shock and utterly distraught ever since. Each of us has experienced these last almost 2 months quite differently, and yet every one of our experiences are raw and very real. Some of us have friends and families who have been directly affected. Very early on, Carly came to Batya and me and told us that one of her counselors from her Camp Israel program had been called up to the IDF. To this day, he is safe, and we will continue to pray for him and all of those still fighting. But just a few days ago, I was once again reminded how close this is to me and my family. For the past many years, many years, there has been a very important and special man who has acted as security for our summer home at Camp Coleman. He is a member of the Israeli Special Forces and still to this day has not told me what he does for the Israeli army. And I ask him a lot. Just this past week, I saw a picture of him on Facebook with the words, "Once more unto the breach, dear friends, once more." Of course, he was quoting Shakespeare, but the picture was him in uniform going back to defend Israel. I'm hopeful I will be able to embrace him and thank him at camp this summer. In Vayishlach, we find Jacob returning to his home to face his brother Esau. Before he meets Esau, though, he is challenged to a wrestling match. And this was not a WWE wrestling match. This was the real deal. Rabbis and commentators have been debating who Jacob actually wrestled with for years and years and thousands and so on and so forth. Jacob asks this man, a man with whom he has wrestled all night, to bless him. And then he immediately asks for his name. The man responds, "Lama ze tishal ishmi?" Why do you ask this, my name? Why do you ask this, my name? It virtually implies the significance of his name. While it is Jacob who actually undergoes a name change from Jacob to Yisrael, it is the angel with whom we spend so much time trying to figure things out. What was the angel's name? Was he an angel? Was he a human? Was he God? According to Rashi, one of our beloved teachers, quote, "We have no fixed name. Our names change according to the command or the task of the mission upon which we are sent," end quote. In other words, while our names may change from place to place, all it means is that our roles are changing, but not who we are. Truthfully, The name of the being who wrestles with Jacob is not as important as the fact that Jacob's name changes to Israel. As we have watched, and some of us quite impatiently, as the hostages have returned to their families, we have been concerned with the names, but only to make sure we can account for all of those who were kidnapped and terrorized. But returning to our biblical story, is the man with whom Jacob wrestles divine, or is he a man? Why do we spend so much time trying to figure out the answer to this question? Why is it always so important to figure things out? Does there have to be an answer to every question? Are we not able to just ask the question and accept we may not ever know the answer? So many questions, and I'm not going to answer any of them. As Jews, we are commanded to ask questions and seek answers. Can it be possible that there are questions with no answers? Will there ever come a time in which we have all of the answers? In our struggling to decipher the true meanings in our sacred texts, we are continuing the conversation that has been going on for thousands of years. The Jewish conversation between humanity and God. The Plaut commentary, yet another example of our attempt to answer the questions, suggests that Jacob wrestling with the man was like wrestling with God. Still others suggest Jacob wrestled with a divine being. In my opinion, what is important to understand is that when Jacob's name is changed to Israel, he becomes our patriarch, an especially important title to all of us. After all, the Jews have been praying to the God of these patriarchs and matriarchs for many, many years. Therefore, his role as patriarch is what is important for us to understand, as the 12 tribes are named after him, the 12 tribes of Israel. The name change of Jacob is important, but what is more important is the change of roles for Jacob. When we go through transitions in life, our roles often change. Certainly, those hostages who have returned home, every soldier who was fighting for Israel, and every single Israeli and all Jews worldwide, today we have been changed since October 7th. A transition none of us wanted to go through, but no doubt has changed all of us nonetheless. Temple Beth Shalom has celebrated a number of milestones in our history. With our commitment to our youth, as our religious school continues to grow and grow, we are determining that our future success depends on these youth. After all, these young members of our community will ultimately be the ones that help us in our future. And what a bright future it appears to be. My dear friends, we have a lot of love in this congregation. When we discuss important matters that pertain to the future of Temple Beth Shalom, it is obvious of the love we have for each other and our community. In our Parsha this week, we see Jacob and Esau embrace as we would expect brothers to. The disagreements that they had in the past are forgotten, and what remains is the love of two brothers for each other. When we consider the intentions we all have in our decision making, it is simple to recognize that all of us have one particularly important thing in common. Our decisions are based in a great love for Temple Beth Shalom and our entire community. I also hope that the children of Jacob and the children of Esau will be able to embrace again soon, as they did so many thousands of years ago. My prayer for us this evening is that we continue to look to each other for love and support, recognizing the amazing strides we have taken together as a community. May each of us continue to be blessed by God's love, and may that love be a constant reminder of who we are and who we want to be. Ken Yehi Ratzon, may this be God's will. We continue in our prayer book on page 282 as I invite the children that are in the lobby to open the ark doors. We're not getting younger in here. Please rise. Aleinu l'shabeach ladon hakol, latet gedula liotzer breshit, shelo asanu kigoye haratzot, velo samanu kimishbechot hadama, shelo sam chelkenu kahem, V'goralenu kechol hamonam, v'anachnu korim u'mishtachavim u'modim lifnei melech malachei hamlachim hakadosh baruch hu. Page 287. V'ne'emar V'haya Adonai lemelech al kol haaretz bayom hahu yihye Adonai echad u'shemo echad. Whoa! Kid's going to be a softball player or something. Please be seated. Sail you down the river. Our thoughts turn to those who have departed this earth, our own loved ones, those whom our friends and neighbors have lost, the martyrs of our people whose graves are unmarked, and those of every race and nation whose lives have been a blessing to humanity. As we remember them, we meditate on the meaning of love and loss, of life and death. This Shabbat, we commemorate the death anniversaries, the yahrzeits of Lester Fox, father of William Fox, Selma Swit, mother of Joseph Swit, Abraham Kupchik, grandfather of Diane Gilmore, Simon Lamus, Fanny Flyshaker, grandmother of Kay Flyshaker, Samuel Klopper, grandfather of Edward Davis and Barbara Walensky, Rose Newsonov, mother of Michael Newsonov, Jack Stein, father of Terry Stein, N. Harry Sack, father of Betsy Brody, Jacob Mark, Minnie Elizabeth Taylor Deitch, grandmother of Andrea Caulfield, Dominic Campanile, father of Kathleen Katz, Arthur Santman, father of David Santman. And we are in Shloshim for Michael Jerosh, and we are in Shiva for. If there are any other names you'd like to add in our prayers of memory this evening, please raise your hand. Please rise and turn your prayer books to page 294 for the Mourner's Kaddish. Yit Gadal v'yit Kadash Shmei Rabbah, Bialma divrach irutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayechon v'yomechon, u'v'chayei dechol beit Yisrael, ba'agala u'vizman kari v'imru amen. Yehei Shmei Rabbah mivarach le'olam u'lalmei almaya. Yit barach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitalev v'yitalal shmei kudusha brechu le'ela min kol berchata v'shirata tush b'chata v'nechemata da'amiran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya v'chaim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Osei shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru amen. Zichronam livracha, may all their memories be for a blessing as we say together, Amen. Please be seated. And I now invite our president for some announcements.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. We have a busy week ahead of us. Starting tomorrow is Dr. Hal McSwain's, hello, I think it's on, I get closer, his open house, kind of a farewell retirement thing. We also have on the 3rd, which is Sunday night at 7 o'clock, tickets are $12. Gary Helfin is going to come do a concert. He's wonderful. I really urge you all to please come if you can. It's at 7 o'clock Sunday night. Book club is the 7th here. The 6th is the book club at 10:30. Starting next Friday night, we're starting a food drive. We did not do one this year at Yom Kippur. We're going to do it now for Hanukkah, from now till the end of the year. So please bring canned food or whatever when you come to the building starting next Friday night. And speaking of Friday night, next week, first night of Hanukkah is Thursday night. We are going to light candles every night, all 8 nights, here at 6:30. Please come if you can or if you want to. But next Friday night at 6:30, we're combining our regular service with our family service. It is going to be a Hanukkah celebration with donuts and latkes and lots of fun and dreidels. So please come. It's at 6:30 next week.
Candle lighting will begin at 6:30 here in the sanctuary. There will be tables out for you if you bring your own menorah so you can light your candles. We'll start services shortly thereafter. Thank you in advance to Rachel A. Koch Etheridge for organizing all of the wonderful things that we have going on.
And I think
After the
Rachel
service.
still needs a couple things. Please see her. She's right here. Like, I didn't see anybody volunteered for sour cream when I saw the list
Oh, we
last.
cannot have latkes without sour cream.
Exactly. I saw applesauce, but not, sour cream. Also, a week from
We need
tomorrow-
chocolate guilt.
A week from tomorrow is also our regular Saturday service, and then the very next day is a sisterhood meeting. Like I said, from now through the 10th, we have something almost every single day. I want to remind you guys, we do the first Wednesday of every month for Interfaith. We do dinners. The first Wednesday, Betsy is here. She needs volunteers, okay? It's 52 weeks a year. I mean, we only do once a month, so we do it 12 times a year. Please get with Betsy. We need you to volunteer. It's really easy and very fulfilling. Again, we're still selling Mahjong cards, $15 each. Julie is here if you're interested. And Rabbi is going to Israel next November. You can see him or Bacha. And tonight, let's see what else I need to say. I sponsored the ONIC because I got a call and was asked would I. So I said, yes, please volunteer when you get a call to do an ONIC. Tonight's flowers, Wayne Hasted is honoring Robin's birthday. Deborah Johnson in honor of her 39th wedding anniversary. Congratulations. And again, Shabbat Shalom.
Our closing, thank you so much to the choir, to Susan and Dale and Raul for your contributions to our service. Our closing song this evening is Adon Olam, which is on page 321. 321. Please join us. So, just so you guys know that everybody makes mistakes, Bachi goes, wasn't tonight your mom's yard site? And it was December 1st, 2004. So then she says, well, what's the Hebrew yard site date? I'm like, I don't know. I've never actually looked it up. So I will say my mom's name again next week if it's the right date. And if not, see, I don't have a reminder that I get from the temple, so I have to remember these things, and I just get so lost. So, Mom up in heaven, I apologize. Shabbat Shalom.
We're singing three songs. We should stay up here, not go back. It was fun. It's disorganized. I think we should stay here. We'll discuss it. I think we need to stay up here. If we're singing